Hi Devansh, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Karan?
I'm doing good too. Thank you for asking. And Devansh, thanks a lot for taking out time and agreeing to share your experience working with us with other candidates who would be going through this testimonial. So,
Of
why don't
course.
you start with a quick introduction of yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Devansh. I have a background in engineering, specifically industrial engineering. I've studied at Purdue University. I've lived in America for 6 years. I've done my undergrad for four, and then 2 years post that, I worked in a engineering field in Tennessee. I moved back to Bombay because we actually have a family business where we manufacture packaging machinery. So just to get more hands-on experience as well as a whole different array of management and other business management related experience, I moved back and also staying wanted to stay close to friends and family. So moved back a year and a half in August of 2023. And since then I've been working full time over here in the business and just trying to run it, trying to expand the market, figuring out different places we can, you know, different places we can supply our machines. And
Yeah.
that is kind of where I am right now. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
Devansh, I very vividly remember last year, maybe around May and June, when we were having discussions about your aspirations to go for a top MBA program. And
Right.
you had certain, I would say, doubts also about your certain aspects of your profile. One I
Yes.
remember was your GMAT score. You were thinking
Mhm.
about whether you would want to take it or not, retake it or
Correct.
not, right?
Correct.
So, so just for our viewers, would you like to highlight certain aspects of your profile where you were
Yes.
not very confident? And because I feel that that will give them a fair understanding about your background. And then from there, we could talk about your results also. Eventually, which schools were you able to get in and with how many scholarships?
Perfect. 100%. So again, before I reached out to you, I was very hesitant about my profile because I really felt that there needed to be some extra push or some additional force that I needed to get through and crack these applications I had. I was adamant on doing an MBA. Only thing was I wanted to do it from a top college or top program across the world.
Yeah,
And I did not want to apply to other programs which weren't weren't, in that top bracket.
yeah,
So it was either that or not doing an MBA. Just because, as I told you, I wanted a lot of global exposure and a good networking exposure as well,
yeah,
and which I would only get at a top MBA program. So that was kind of my ideology.
yeah,
About my profile, my GPA I felt was below average, and same as you mentioned, same for my GMAT score. Score as well was around average or just below average, and I really felt that was going to be my downfall for some of these applications. I feel we knew about my global exposure. I mean,
yeah.
my work experience as well as my global undergraduate program, which was kind of a good thing going on for me. But apart from that, I really felt that GMAT and the my GPA was
Yeah.
something that needed a lot of work on.
Okay. Great. So we'll talk about in detail your experience working with me because you
Yeah.
happen to have closely worked with me for your
Yeah.
applications. But before that, just to give everyone a quick understanding of what kind of results were you able to get, right?
Yes.
So could you run us through your results?
Yes, of course. So I I think we applied to a total of seven programs for the MBA. I wanted a diverse array of top programs across the world. As I already did my undergrad in America, I wasn't really focused on America. I wanted a place which offered global exposure. So I
Yeah,
applied to Europe, Singapore, and America. In America, I applied to University of North Carolina, Georgetown, Georgia Tech. For Singapore, I applied to NTU and NUS, and
yeah,
for in Europe, I applied to ESA, which is in Barcelona, Spain. And out of that, I received an admit from North Carolina, University of North Carolina, then ESA in Spain, and in NTU with a scholarship. NUS, I
Yeah.
got waitlisted post an interview. From Georgetown, I got waitlisted, and from Georgia Tech, I got rejected. So that's kind of all of our applications, and yeah, what my results were.
Okay, great. So, I guess probably every student or every MBA aspirant is at a stage before he or she starts their applications where they're looking for a consultant who they feel can help them maneuver that journey
Right.
successfully, right? So, just wanting to pick your brain there, why did you finally decide to enroll with LilacBuds? What were the decision parameters which you had in mind which helped you take that decision?
100%. I think, Karan, you were one of the biggest reasons for that. And I'll tell you why. One thing that actually helped me select or make this decision was I was in a place where I felt a lot of, what is it, imposter syndrome kind of thing,
Yeah.
which made me feel that my application might not be good enough and I might need to do a lot more work, before applying. And that gave me a lot of anxiety overall, just generally, in terms of
Yeah.
I did not want to apply because I felt that I wouldn't get in a top program. The first
Yeah.
meeting we had, you kind of made me feel comfortable in terms of what my profile is. You will help me build a story and build a narrative that
Yeah.
showcases the best aspects of this profile. And using
Yeah.
this profile itself, you were able to convince me or tell me that it's good enough for some of the top programs in the world, and you can really help me highlight these top factors over there. And I think that was a very big decision, or like a moral boost for me, that
Yeah.
made me feel confident that what I had done or what I did till that point was worth it, had a lot of different things I could showcase and highlight, and just means clearly the results have spoken for themselves. So I
Yeah.
think that first conversation we had was really just the best, means a really good pivot, or that thing that made me make this decision to go forward with you.
And I clearly remember last time. I mean, we had multiple discussions, but before enrollment, since I was in Delhi and you were in Mumbai, and
Yeah,
one of my co-founders, Preyash, was not present in Mumbai in
right.
person that time. I had to travel
Slide. Yeah,
for a day and have that
yeah,
meeting with you. Yeah,
right.
great. So, a new experience for me also from that perspective.
Under-
So, would you want to talk a bit more about, I would say, our technology suite, product suite? How did
Correct.
that make your life comfortable?
I mean, so it was definitely easier. It was, I think, the first thing before we even started the program, you gave me access to the suite. And just browsing through it, it gave me the entire list of different universities that you guys had means registered in your database, and just the different aspects of an application that was required by each of these universities. It was all very concise, it was all put together, consolidated in one platform. And that was means helpful, to say the least, just because there are so many other websites and other places where you have to kind of look for these different information aspects. This was already there on your suite as well.
Yeah,
Another thing that was helpful was, again, the meetings. Means everything was there. The meeting notes that I could take while having your meetings on the on the suite.
yeah,
And just was everything was conveniently placed, even the documentations, like any sort of resources you sent me and all of my submissions, the back and forth was all in one location, which made things easier for me to, whenever I required any resource, I could directly search it on the dashboard and it would give it to me. So it was
okay.
helpful. Yeah.
Okay, great. Great to know that. And I'll surely pass on the feedback to the technology team as well.
Yeah.
Finally, Devansh, so I would want to understand your learnings from this entire experience, which you would like to pass on to others, because I, at least I personally believe that this MBA application journey is all about introspection, understanding your
Yeah.
strengths,
100.
understanding your weaknesses. How would you put that or stitch that in a story, put that narrative in front of the admission committee? Right. So, what would be your key nuggets of wisdom which you would like to pass on to others who are looking to pursue a top MBA?
For sure. I think this you have really guided me well in terms of that. And to begin with, the start was very important. The foundation that we laid for this program with this introspection you're speaking about. I
Yeah.
think just understanding what my life has been till this point of the application, what type of experiences, however diverse they are, just figuring out a way to put this all down, having a consolidated list of all the experiences that I've done so far, and understanding how understanding my own profile from a more holistic standpoint, just seeing what all various different aspects of like a top MBA applicant is my profile showcasing, just kind
Yeah.
of figuring that out. From there, after that, we come to our story. It's about highlighting the right parts, these top aspects, these top personality traits that are required by these top MBA programs, finding those from your profile and figuring out a narrative to showcase this entire thing in a consolidated and nice manner. So I think you've really helped me with the methodology or that thinking process that I required to put forth these correct pointers.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just about refining a lot of validation from different people in your life. Means you have connected me to a lot of alumni and other people within these top colleges as well, which has really helped me review my application, to say the least. Of course, your guidance has helped, but just speaking to people who have been in my place before, and then using their expertise to kind of review my profile, my essays, other different things from my application. uh, that is kind of the structure I would recommend any other aspirant to take. Just
Okay.
figure out what things you should highlight and what how you can make it a fit. We never
Yeah.
I think we never forced a fit to any college. Like, there are a lot of
Yeah.
things before selecting the top program that you want to go to. You should see if it's actually a fit for you as well. Even though if
Yeah.
it's rated highly or not, you need to understand, if it's actually going to work out for you in terms of location, the people, the trajectory of people post MBA, these the different courses, the resources, clubs, things like that. All of that, if that makes sense to you, then that's when you go ahead and put forth and start working on that application.
Yes.
So yeah, just all of these things is helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Devansh, you 2 points which I am in alignment with you, which you pointed out. Number one, many students just blindly go after the rankings, right? They do not
Correct.
realize that yes, ranking is an important parameter, but at the same time, you
Mhm.
need to have that alignment with what the school has to offer.
100%.
And second thing which you highlighted, which I am also very, I mean, in alignment with, is that talking to alumni or current students of your target
Mhm.
schools, trying to understand what exactly you can expect from that program.
Correct.
Plus, yes, your story, your narration, understanding yourself, these entire pointers make up a strong application. So
Right.
yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences. I'm sure these will
Of
be
course.
helpful for others who would look at this testimonial. And great. So we will be in touch, Devansh.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for taking out
Of course.
time
Of course.
and
Thank
all the
you.
best for
Thank you,
your
Tom.
MBA journey. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your help. Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you.